Hello everyone, my name is Zard and welcome back to another video. Today I'll be taking a look at set 76204, the Black Panther Mech Armour. So this set is meant for ages 7 and up. It has 124 pieces, one minifigure being of course Black Panther, and this set was originally slated to release on January 1st, but it was pushed back and I believe came out April 1st now. I'm pretty sure it was April 1st. And I don't believe this was any production issues for why this was delayed, but because of some issues at the hip joints where they switched around the hip joint piece, and I believe just the full body of the mech just tilted either frontwards or backwards. And so of course that couldn't work as a playset, so they had to rework the set a bit, even though if you look on the box it is still that old design. But the design that one other thing, oh no, never mind, I was just looking at the box and I thought the middle print that you see was a sticker on the box, but it's not. It was just connected to a piece. This hip design is different than the original Marvel mech designs that they've had for the last few years, which I really don't understand the change, as I thought it worked perfectly fine, and this does as well. Even it's kind of weird that they even wanted to change it in the first place. But before I take a look at this mech build, I'm going to take a look at the minifigure of this set as well as the box. So here is the Black Panther minifigure, and I would say this is one of the best ones we've seen. I would say the ones that have the printing, I believe that's the Civil War one, the printing on the piece that's used several times for horns, but used here on the Black Panther minifigure. The one that had the printing on that piece is of course probably the prime Black Panther minifigure. Just having more printing in most cases is of course more ideal. The torso print here looks really nice. I think the face print as well is nice. It's good to get a variant here of Black Panther if you want that, where you can have just a normal suit that doesn't have the purple power-up bits on the minifigure like we see a couple times in the recent Endgame Infinity Saga wave. So that's good for this minifigure. There is no leg printing here, which I think is something that I would be interested to see for Black Panther minifigures, and I'm hoping with the Wakanda Forever sets likely coming out later this year, at least unless the film gets delayed, I would for sure think that those, I believe 4 sets, or 3, I'm not 100% sure, it's either 3 or 4, but those sets coming out later this year have some more detailed Black Panther minifigures. Of course, being that the movie is for Black Panther, I would really want a top tier Black Panther minifigure. So I really like the torso print here. The face print's nice. Taking a look at the back printing, that is also nice. The back head printing actually is something I hadn't noticed before. That's nice. The back torso printing is nice. I've said this multiple times where with black plain legs, I don't have as big of an issue with it, whereas when you get to other colors, say a light bluish gray, a red, a blue, even a dark bluish gray, it starts to look very plain, whereas I feel like a really dark color, of course black, it doesn't really affect me all that much. I love leg printing here, but I still think it's a good inclusion to the collection of Black Panther minifigures, and for me is the reason I bought this set, and I'm happy with it. So here's the box of the set, and I'm gonna have to hold it up because I opened it not probably the best way. So it will kind of, actually it might not tip over. But here is it's not gonna tip over, it didn't tip over, okay. So here's the box, and it's a nice box. I think all these mechs are really good. I think Marvel as a whole has been really killing it lately when it comes to box arts. whether it's the Infinity Saga Wave or these more generic Avengers, Wolverine, Iron Man sets. I think they've really done good with their boxes, really all uniting them in a way, having the minifigures around. Just as a design, I think they've done really good. The set of information here is displayed nicely. The mech itself is also displayed nicely, even though it almost looks like Black Panthers in the Bifrost, which is a little interesting. This is for sure something I'd expect on like a Thor box art, not necessarily a Black Panther box art. I would kind of think something along the lines of Black Panther and Wakanda would have been the box art, but I still think this is a cool box art for the set. You have the Marvel logo right there, and there is the there's the mech with the minifigure outside of it right there, and I just realized, I believe that there's the tree there with the eyes of the Panthers, maybe? I'm not 100% sure if that's what that tree in the background of it is supposed to represent, but it might, and that's pretty cool. Actually, I can see it now. Looking at the box, I can for sure see that tree. And I just wanted to talk about something because I forgot about it when I was actually reviewing the set as well as the minifigure. But this Black Panther set has a couple claws for the Black Panther minifigure. These are the same ones used for Wolverine, as well as a face print, which is really cool. It's always nice to get, whether it's a hairpiece or for this, a masked character in an entirely different face. It's really nice, and I'm very happy that we get that here. The hairpiece, I believe that's the T'Challa Star-Lord face print, which, given this is meant to be T'Challa, makes sense. This face print, though, is different than that minifigure series one. I think this might be one of the ones that came in the Queer Eye set, but I'm not 100% sure on that face print there. But it's really wonderful that we are getting face prints to go along with these minifigures, or at least with just like the base minifigure. It's always nice to get a couple extra things to go along with it. So here is the mech, and I think overall it's a nice design. I like the black and purple. I think aesthetically it's very pleasing. It's nice. It's a nice color. I like the minifigure here. I think it's a good minifigure for sure. A nice one to have with the other ones, like the ones that have the purple markings, just kind of a normal Black Panther suit. But this mech design is nice. It has the smaller feet that we've seen on mechs, I believe, like Spider-Man and Miles Morales. The ankle bits there, the joints there, they all go together. It's very posable, like all the Marvel mechs. You can move the knees very easily. At the hip joints, they're very easy to move. I must say this design choice here, having those inverted parts right there, is a little odd, but everything else looks good on this mech. Of course, given the colors of the restrictions with ball joints, it doesn't look super appealing, but I think this is better than others where it can really stand out, and like maybe a Wolverine or someone who has a lot of bright colors, whereas these darker blacks and purples, really the light bluish gray and dark bluish gray don't stand out all too much. One thing that you can't do with these new mech designs is move the body around, so it's really just stationary right there. The arms here, they move there. They just are quite posable, and they look quite nice. They're detailed. You have the claws there. You can pick up a minifigure if you want, or just have it battle other mechs. You have a purple screen right there, which is interesting. There's a printed piece right there for Black Panther's necklace area, which seems like a nice print. The arms here are the same. They're just as posable. The black piece right here just is in black this time. I don't know if it's come in that color before. It might have, but I believe it has. I'm pretty sure it came in that Spider Drone set. for No Way Home last year. So that's just how the minifigure goes into the mech. It's very simple, but it does work. It seems to stay in there quite well. The mech itself is a nice design. I think it's a good mech design. So just really my final thoughts on this is it's a good set. It's I feel like these mech sets, I like them, especially when you get an exclusive minifigure in this set, like the Black Panther, and of course in this one Wolverine, which I could for sure see pop up in another set, and then the Iron Man. I like this wave of mechs for the fact that they're exclusive figures. Before, you had Thor, which, sure, it's an exclusive minifigure, but you can create that figure, really. And same with the Miles Morales. Of course, at the time it was exclusive, and of course the other way to get it isn't a like $400 set, but still, getting exclusive minifigures in this cheap way is nice, and that's what draws me towards these mechs. I really could care less about the builds, as I don't find these to be the most appealing of Marvel mech builds. I much prefer Hulkbusters. Not that I want any more Hulkbusters, want to preface that. No need for any more Hulkbusters, but this is a good Marvel mech. It's probably my least favorite, I would say, of this year, just going by the minifigure, as well as the overall design. I would say this is my least favorite. And one other thing is, I don't understand the switch to the hip joints. I really don't. These are cheap playsets. They're for ages 7 and up. They should be as posable as possible, and they are very posable. The arms, the legs, it's all great. The hands with the claws, it's great. But then you take away some of that posability because you can't twist the torso part around. And I really never had any problems with maybe the Technic beam that connects those two pieces coming apart a little bit. I had never had an issue with that, so I don't feel like that's it. I just don't understand the change, and I would say for next year, if we do get these sets, which if they're going to give new exclusive characters, I'm all for it. I don't understand the change, and I think it's something that just doesn't make sense. As this is a set for ages 7 and up, it would make sense to be as posable as possible, as playable as possible. So I hope you enjoyed this review. I like this set. It's not my favorite of the Marvel mechs, but I do think it's a good inclusion to the line. And I think if you want a different variant of Black Panther, it's a good set. But I would say spend the $10 more and get the Dragon Flyer, where you'll get a Black Panther, a Shuri, a Chitauri warrior, and in my opinion, a much more interesting build that can really be put into a display a lot better than something like this Black Panther mech. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.